Welcome to. Oh, well, I forgot it already. Welcome to the Ghost Room podcast. My name is Bryce, and tonight we are talking to Flint Hills Paranormal. Do you guys want to go ahead and introduce yourselves?
I'm Linda.
I'm Kathy. Cheryl.
Brandy.
You guys are doing good tonight?
Yep, doing great.
Great, thank you.
Great. So tell us about your group. When did you guys start? How did you pick the name?
That would be Lynne.
Well, we started 10 years ago. This is our 10th year. We might have a big deal in October for that too. But this is our 10th year. We picked the
exciting.
name because our general service area is through the Flint Hills here. We're out of Emporia, so we hit Council Grove and Cottonwood Falls and all up and down the whole Flint Hills area.
Well, that is a beautiful area. I'm real close by. I love the Flint Hills. So 10 years, that's a good amount of time. Congratulations on going along that long.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So how long have each of you been with the group?
Brandy and I co-founded this, and then Cheryl was
I'm the next OG, I guess. I don't know how long I've been with it. 8 or 9 years. I can't keep track.
It's 7 or 8 for you.
It's been 7 or 8 for me because I'm a year behind her.
We've actually got 11 members altogether.
11 members altogether. Wow, that's incredible.
Yeah.
You guys go together to each investigation?
Not all of them.
Just
Yeah.
whoever's available. Sometimes people can't come. Some live, a few hours away, but they come when they can. And of course, with some private investigations, sometimes we just need 3 or 4 people because it's a small place. So the whole team wouldn't fit.
Right. Do you guys do public investigations as well?
Absolutely.
Yes.
Yeah. And
Oh, great.
fundraisers for all kinds of places. In fact, some of the things we're going to talk about tonight are from some of those fundraisers.
Oh, fantastic. And you guys have an event coming up this Saturday in Emporia, right?
August the 8th, we have the Flint Hills Spirit Fair that we started. This is our 4th year. We'll be using all 3 floors of the History Center here in Lyon County. For that, we've got mediums and you name it, the stuff that you can buy there, great food, face painting. We're going to have speakers. One of them is a friend of mine who has had 70 years now working alongside and living with Bigfoot. And so she's going to be talking about her experiences too. And we've got a couple of other speakers as well.
Wow, that's incredible. Well, I'm going to be there for sure. I've
Yay!
got it down on my calendar, face painting. I've got a 1-year-old. She might like it.
Oh,
So, okay, you're based in Emporia, Kansas.
Yeah.
You guys cover the Flint Hill area. What's the furthest you guys are willing to go in general?
Hour and a half to 2 hours, generally that radius. I mean, if necessary, we'll go further if we can't find, within reason, like a few hours, if we can't find help for the client elsewhere. But
Yeah,
Yeah.
an hour or two. That's a good radius. So, what got you guys into this? What got you into paranormal investigation?
Well, for me, when I was very young, I had a near-death experience when I was just a small child. And so I've been fascinated by this all my life and actually been working probably actively in this probably the last 30 years. I was a counselor at Butler Community College in El Dorado, and I taught every once in a while a Paranormal 101 down there for the students, and they just enjoyed it tremendously. And then Brandy and I joined a team out of Topeka, and we're with them, 2 years, something
couple of
like
years,
that.
yeah.
And we decided, gosh, we're tired of driving up there. We've got plenty of stuff going on here, so we thought we'd just start our own group,
What group was that?
the Flint Hills Paranormal.
The one in Topeka? Same name? Or?
Oh,
No, it was the Kansas Paranormal Research Society. I believe they're
Yeah.
not in existence anymore.
Right.
But
I think I reached out and yeah, I've been reaching out to a lot of groups around the area just to talk to people local first. Okay, great. Yeah, I just talked to another Topeka group last week.
oh,
Oh,
cool.
great.
Which one?
Ghostlight Paranormal.
Oh,
Okay, yeah,
they're good. In
We're good
fact,
friends with that group, so.
Scott just went with us to the Missouri State Penitentiary a couple of weeks ago.
I saw you guys had just went there, and I'd wondered because you said another group or he went with another group or something. So
Yeah, he went with our group.
Missouri State Penitentiary, how was that?
It was,
Seemed like a lot of activity.
yes and no. It was a little quieter than we expected. We got a lot of like personal experiences, but it seemed to mostly dodge like the instruments and stuff. So,
Right.
but it's just an incredible relic to go see.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, I said you guys even saw half apparitions.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Scott said that they saw a half apparition in their group that was going through there. It was a tremendous amount of emotion, particularly in the gas chamber.
Mm.
Tremendous amount of emotion. Very sad.
So the others of you got into it, I assume not through near-death experiences. That's pretty incredible, near-death experience. I mean, I read about them all the time. Those are very peculiar.
Yeah. Haven't had one since.
Good, let's keep it that way.
For me, I had experiences as a small child, and then out came, the shows on TV, and I was like, oh, you can actually do this. So, I mean, then I got into it that way. So, but I've always been sensitive to it, to the paranormal.
Amazing. Yeah, the TV shows, I feel like, played a huge part in reviving that, right?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Ghost Adventures. I mean, there's so many, especially late 90s, early 2000s shows that, when I was a child, got me into it, as well as some good books. Okay, so you've been to the Missouri State Penitentiary. What are some other notable places you guys have investigated, or ones that come to mind?
Where was that house? The Garnett House? The house in
yeah.
Garnett?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Hotel.
Well, it used to be a hotel. Yeah, it
That
kind of
was
looks like a
amazing.
home. It was
Been a lot
many
of things.
But that house was the most active place that I've ever been. I saw things happen with my own eyes right in front of me, and it was crazy.
That's what I've been hearing. I've been meaning to make it down there, but I hear it's pretty intense.
It is.
Mhm. Yeah.
Dolls were going off the shelves and
Yep.
balls rolling, and they had,
I had
something from the ceiling fall down.
I had an old thermometer like fly off the wall at me. I had a candle like flip over on top right in front of me. It was nuts.
Wow. That is so cool.
Lots of dolls in that place, and they like to move.
They do.
We had a ball also. A beach ball also came down and bounced.
Oh my
The
goodness.
next morning, we stayed the night, and then the next morning we're going, man, nothing really happened during the night. And then boom, 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 3 things happened right there. We're like, okay.
Well, and then the next morning there was an old bathtub in one of the bathrooms, and there wasn't any dolls in it the night before, and we got up that morning and there was a doll laying there, and we looked through all of our pictures and we couldn't find where that doll had been. That doll just came out of nowhere.
Wow.
Yeah.
Every time I hear about it, it gets crazier.
Yeah.
Yep.
I'm
It's
gonna have
amazing.
to go there. Wow. The house in
Yeah.
Yeah, you're
Garnett.
gonna have to.
It was good.
That's awesome. Did you guys get anything on footage there?
Oh,
Or
I
the
don't think
instruments?
anything that, we have here. Just lots of pictures. Didn't get anything on my EVPs. Of course, you got to listen to all those hours
Yeah.
that you were there. Listen to hours and hours of EVPs, which, a lot of times it's just us talking or something, or cars
It's a
going
tremendous
by,
amount of
but
work.
they don't show that on TV.
No, they don't.
And then you got video too. You got to go through all those
Oh,
hours.
my
So
goodness,
yeah, it's
no.
nuts.
Yeah, going through EVPs. Do you guys split that up?
No.
We pretty much each gather our own evidence, and then we go through our own and turn in anything good to Brandy.
Okay. Wow. Well, that's probably not too bad of a way to do that. So, anywhere else more notable outside of Garnett? Also,
We've been to the Sally House.
Sally House is great.
That was fun.
We haven't really made an effort to go to these places because our main effort has been working with people
Yeah.
here, businesses, and doing things for the area, basically. So we really haven't done a lot of that stuff. Where else
We did
We
a
went to
funeral home.
Pythian.
We have been to Pythian
Mhm.
Castle.
Oh, what was that funeral home?
That
in?
funeral home.
Oh, and Iola?
Yes,
Yeah.
that one.
Yeah,
Oh,
Sleeper
Yeah.
Sanctuary.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
sleeper mortuary. Yeah.
Let's see, we went to that other place in Missouri that's a
Oh, that's Brumley.
Brumley Castle.
Brumley Castle.
But mainly it's working with individuals, families, and then putting on public stuff.
That's great. How often do you guys get personal house calls?
Oh gosh, it just comes and goes. I mean,
That's right,
sometimes
yeah.
we have a bunch, in 1 month, and then maybe a month we don't have anything. But I mean, it seems to usually come down to maybe if you averaged it out like once a month, maybe
Yeah.
sometimes more. But
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there'll be more around October.
Yeah.
Always
When
is.
they mysteriously
Yeah.
show up in October,
Yeah.
so.
between private residences and businesses that ask
Yeah.
us to come
Yeah.
in, yeah, we stay pretty busy.
We do, and we don't like go knocking on doors, houses and say, oh, we heard your house is haunted. So we have people come to us.
Okay, yeah,
If
that was
they-
going to be one of my next questions. So people reach out to you a lot, and you're
Yes, they
mostly
do.
focusing on that than going to big haunted, touristy kind of places.
Right,
Right.
right.
Well,
Our
that
mission
I
is
love.
to help people.
A lot of times when we do our public events, people will come up to us afterwards and say, I have a question.
Yeah.
And then that's how we get an opportunity to go to private homes a lot that way.
That's amazing. That's a good reason. I've heard some people talk in distaste on public investigations, but that is such a great way to have these people come and meet you and talk to you in person and figure out what you guys are all about, figure out what the whole situation's about, so they can find help for themselves.
Occasionally, we'll do a paranormal 101 training for the public as well. And then usually that's down at the History Center. And then we'll have an investigation for those folks in the History Center, which is fairly active, actually.
Wow, that's so amazing. You said you taught a class in your college too. It makes me think back in the day when they had paranormal, like parapsychology classes in university, and I'm glad to see you have kept
Oh,
that
yeah.
going. I don't know why it's been taken out. I think it's still an area of study, even if a lot of people still don't believe in it. That doesn't mean it shouldn't be looked into. It should be researched. So that's why we appreciate what you guys are doing so much.
And that's a real scientific way of looking at everything, too, the parapsychology aspect of that. We try to be as scientific as we can as well.
Right.
Good. I'm glad to hear that. Anyone looking into it in any sort of way, I think, is great. But I do speak to a lot of people that don't even attempt to look at it scientifically, which is, again, it's great to still explore and experience and figure things out in other ways. But I find trying to gather hard evidence and look at it scientifically is going to be the way to go.
Well, I know a lot of people just get like one of the EVP, or what am I saying?
A
EMF.
digital recorder.
No, the
EMF meter.
EMF, yeah.
K2.
K2 meter EMFs, yeah.
Takes a village.
Well, but a lot of people will be using that and saying, oh, we got a bunch here, but it'll be electrical, or they'll have their phone on. Your phone can't
Yeah.
be on, it has to be on airplane mode. Your smartwatch has to be on airplane mode, because those will affect anything electronic that you've got going on.
And we try to rule out everything like that before we'll call it in.
Exactly. Yeah, that's the way to do it, and that's so great that you guys teach a course on that, because I feel a lot of people don't know how to work the instruments or don't know all the other possibilities of what could be going on. But okay, yeah, well, let's get into that. What sort of equipment do you guys use?
Oh, EMF meters of all different types. We've got the very, very expensive cat balls.
That light up.
Yeah.
Millimeters, REM pods. We've got all kinds of different kinds of cameras, thermal and all the rest of the different kinds of cameras that are out there. The SLS camera. What am I missing?
Rods.
I like to
So
use
rods.
dowsing rods, or I use a pendulum, because sometimes the spirits do not interact with anything electronical, but dowsing rods, crossing for yes and moving apart for no, they'll move those, or the pendulum. And it's really cool when someone's doing the rods and I'm doing the pendulum, and the answers, are the same.
And that's what we try to do, is get 2 or 3 different things that verify that it's a correct answer, like an EMF meter going off and the rods saying
Yeah.
the same thing.
Well, and
Same.
plus, we have some really good mediums on the
Yeah.
team also,
Yeah.
and if they're getting things, and we ask questions, and the rods go, and that, you know, it just all validates what we think is going on, what we're getting.
Yeah, that's awesome. A lot of cross verification going on there.
Right.
That's
Mhm.
got to be a really cool feeling to see that all going off all at one
Right.
time.
Yeah.
I've never used dowsing rods, but yeah, pendulums I've seen work pretty well.
Well, you come to our spirit fair, I make them, and I will give you a pair.
Oh, sweet. Well, I'm going to be there for sure.
Okay.
You guys ever used Ouija boards?
No.
Yeah.
No.
That's what
I
was
don't
waiting to
try
hear.
Do not
You
mess
never
with
know.
those.
Yeah.
Because you can open something you don't know how to close.
Yep.
Yeah.
And you don't
That's a
know
fact.
what's coming through, if it's, you know, sneaky or not.
Yeah, PSA to everyone listening. Don't mess with Ouija boards.
Yes.
Well,
right.
and don't mess with a lot of stuff if you don't know what's going on. Because one thing that Linda told me when I first joined is never investigate your own house.
Mhm.
And I think that's a real good thing to think of. If you think you have something, reach out to a professional paranormal team, but don't try to find out on your own because you might stir something up.
Mhm.
And we've actually had cases where
Yes.
we've had to go in after somebody's done that in their own home.
Many times.
Multiple times at the same house.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or people trying to sage their house and they don't do it properly and they like trap the entities in the house instead of pushing them out. It's like, yeah, there's some things to it.
I've never heard that piece of advice, but I think that's good to hear because, again, especially with the internet and there's all this information, it's not always a good depth of information, and there's a lot of snippets of it, and so it's really easy to go into something, you see a video, you read a little article, and then go in yourself without genuinely understanding what you're doing and how to correctly do it, or if the person who told you has any idea what they're talking about.
Right.
We have
Absolutely.
had people, for some reason, Brandy, at a last couple of investigations, has been burnt. We've had
Both in your
bruises,
homes.
bites, I mean, all
Physically.
kinds of things that can physically happen to us. And if you don't know what you're doing,
Mhm.
then you can really get yourself in trouble.
At the penitentiary, when we were down, what were down in that one dungeon thing? What area was that? For the criminally,
Criminally insane.
Criminally
Yeah.
insane.
they must have found a friend, but something was making my heart act up really bad, and I could feel it, and it was going up my throat, almost like, and I got to think, you know, I'm like, I think something's affecting me, so I told it to knock it off, and it did, but later I thought, it almost felt like someone was strangling me. I don't know.
Well, that's one of the things we try to do is, if we know some place is going to be pretty active, we try to do a protective thing prior to going in. We all wear some kind of protection, whatever's important to us, whether it's religion or crystals or whatever. And then at the end, we have a little brief ceremony for whatever is in here, you stay right there and you can't go with us, type of thing.
Can't attach to any of our equipment or anything.
Don't want to take it home.
No.
Just stay there.
So we're very structured and very professional, as you can tell. So we
No, absolutely.
do a lot
Yeah.
of different
Honestly,
things.
one of the most I've spoken to so far. That's great. So, okay. So, speaking of that, go ahead and walk me through your investigation process.
Well, generally, somebody will get hold of me, and then I call them back and contact them, and there's a pre-investigation interview that I do with the client, because I'm doing some research on types of buildings, what's made of, where it's located, is it close to streams, you know, there's a whole bunch of questions. Being a mental health counselor, I also kind of throw in some mental health questions, because quite often we have gone to places where some people have had some mental health issues. But we go through that, and then we set up a time to go. We go, and if it's a big place, sometimes we try to do a pre-investigation, just a walk through to see where to put cameras and stuff like that. If it's in somebody's house, we wait till we get there, and then we talk to them. once we're there, we go around the house and find the hot spots. And then we go back to those hot spots, and the information that the client has given us, we put that together, and then we try to contact the spirit. And then we try to communicate with that spirit and find out what's going on.
Do you guys split up, or do you guys stay all together?
Just depends.
Yeah, it depends on the size of the place. We never go off alone. We always have to have at least one other person with us for safety issues.
And to verify that whatever happens,
Mhm.
will
Yeah.
happen.
Yeah, so no solo outings in basements. I mean, we that's just not how we operate, so.
No, good. Like you said before, there are too many cases, unfortunately, like you guys have experiences of scratches, burns, hands on your throat, violence, and yeah, no, it's always good to trust the buddy system.
Mm-hmm.
So you guys, do you often stay the nights, or do you guys do investigations during the nights or during the day? Or about how long do you average on one of these private investigations?
Couple hours to when just recently at the penitentiary we spent the night, most of the night. At the Garnett House we spent the entire night.
And the sleeper mortuary, some folks
Yeah,
spent
we
all
did.
night.
Yeah.
We did sleep all night there too, but generally it's a few hours.
Yeah. And if it's like a small home, a couple hours usually suffices.
Right. So with your intentions of going in to help somebody, how does that look, and how often do you feel like you reach that goal?
I don't think that we ever leave a client just hanging, ever. We try to figure out what's
Right.
going on every darn time and try to fix it, hopefully through speaking with the spirit for them. A lot of times people get bangs and knocks and all this stuff, and it scares them half to death. And then we come in and we finally talk with the spirit that's there, and it's like, you know, a relative or a friend that's passed away, and they're just there to say hi, and they're trying to get their attention. So then we talk to the spirit about that's maybe not an appropriate behavior because you're scaring the people and the kids and stuff, and so we try to do a little counseling.
And then your aftercare.
Yeah, and then we have aftercare. We are always there for the person after that, forever, really.
Yeah. Linda
We-
checks in with them, make sure
Yeah.
everything's going okay, and there are some places we've had to go back few times, but it was also because the people living there were stirring stuff up in
Yeah.
between, so.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've got one guy, once a year, we go out to his place.
Kind of a
He's got
maintenance client.
Yeah, he's just got a place where spirits just go through there all the time, and so his little
The
doggy
highway.
gets attacked a lot.
And that's something also I'd like to bring up. We don't charge
Right.
for our investigations at all. We don't think that any reputable paranormal group should charge because these people need help and they're very vulnerable, and a lot of times they're afraid to ask for help because they're afraid it will cost a lot of money. So
I would say
We-
that's one of the most common questions we get.
Mhm.
How much do you cost?
Oh, wow,
And
really?
because- And also because these things can get very emotional, quite
Oh,
often
yeah.
there's a lot of crying and other stuff
Oh,
that's
yeah.
going on as well.
Yeah.
well, and even on some of our public investigations, we've had like hitchhiker spirits come with the people that are there.
Yeah.
And I've had dowsing rods like pointing to the person, and we find out somebody's with them that came, you know. So through some questioning, we find out, oh, it's your your boyfriend, or it was, your grandma, or, and so that can get very emotional.
Sure can.
That even happened to someone on our team
Mm-hmm.
once. I think it was a grandmother that came to him, and we figured out it was his attachment. That was a good one.
Wow. You guys,
And that was emotional.
incredibly emotional. You guys seem like you're doing everything right. I just want to, round of applause for
Thank you.
oh
Thank
my
you.
goodness, keeping up with everybody
We
afterwards.
were the lead story on the American
American
Paranormal
Paranormal Magazine.
magazine
Oh, great.
a couple of years ago.
We were on the cover.
All
Yeah,
after
we
it.
were the cover story.
Front cover. Congratulations, man. 10 years, fourth event coming up in August. Front cover. You guys are number one,
Been
right?
around the block,
Yeah.
so We've worked hard. We're very proud of what we've accomplished with this team, and we're very picky about who we allow on the team because it's only going to take, one time to get a bad reputation. So we want to remain professional, and
we don't scream and yell.
Oh, that's annoying.
Run off.
we hate that.
Oh, that's annoying. It's like, be quiet, we gotta hear.
Yeah.
We do have a pretty intensive interview process for any
do.
prospective members if we have room. We have them fill out basically an interview form, tells all about them, and then we go through as a team and we interview them, and we even have scoring sheets and everything. I mean, it's a whole deal, and then we talk afterwards about who we think might be a good fit. And we have rules and guidelines that are outlined in a book. And at first they're on like a probation period for 6 months or a year. And then after that, if they are a good fit, they stay on. And if they're not, then they're like, so sorry.
It's not gonna work out, but
Because it's really important. We are like a little family.
Yeah.
And, you get the wrong person in there, then it just kind of puts everybody off. But if we're all in a situation and we're all in sync, then we can do all kinds of amazing things.
It sounds like it. I mean, you're only as strong as your weakest link.
Right.
true.
All
That's true.
paranormal investigators or anyone interested in this, take notes. This is how you do it, start to finish. You guys are the guideline.
Yeah, I even have a health thing to find out, like, if somebody has diabetes or heart problems or something like that, because if we're at a investigation and all of a sudden something happens to that person, we need to know how we're going to help that person as well on the team.
Yeah. That's amazing.
As we get to know each other too, like Kathy is a very strong empath, and so when she was sitting in the gas chamber, I could tell her demeanor changed. And I'm like, you need to get out right now. And she's like, what? And I'm like, get out. You're not doing well.
Right.
And so she did. She stepped out because I was going to pull her out if she didn't.
I was gonna say, we trust each other, so.
Yeah.
I
we
trusted
have
her,
each
I got
other's
right
back.
out.
That's a great level.
And
to
that
have.
only comes with starting out on professional footing and then having that relationship with each other.
I think that's what I like to have the difference between a paranormal team and ghost hunting.
Yes.
To me, ghost hunting is when people just go out and do it for fun.
Yeah.
But we're paranormal investigators. We go in to try to help people and to help them, find answers and to make them feel better about what's there or to clear it out.
Again, that is just 100% the right way to go about it. I am just amazed by you guys.
Oh, well,
Thank you.
you can meet all of us when you come to our fair.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I'm so excited to meet all of you in person. So, would you consider the Garnett House your scariest experience?
Most active.
It was the
Most
most
active,
active.
yeah.
I don't know if
Yeah.
I'd say scary because this stuff doesn't really scare me.
No, that's the thing. It doesn't really scare me either,
You
even when I
know,
get burned.
Jump scares on movies or someone like planting a fake snake, now that scares me. Spirits don't scare
Yeah.
me.
No.
So, not really. And
Brave too.
Yeah. We've never come across anything, evil or demonic. I know a lot of people are like, oh, it's a demonic spirit or something. We've never really come across anything demonic. I mean, we've come across some really not nice
Negative,
people.
yeah.
Negative spirits.
Yes, I've come across that.
But that even when we came back, they were affecting people back here. That one
Or
was
prior,
bad.
sometimes.
Yeah.
Prior.
Yeah.
Yeah, prior, sometimes people get some
Um,
information.
Our mediums will sometimes be able to
Mhm.
feel things ahead of time and be affected.
Yeah.
Yeah, tell us about your work with mediums and how they play a role in this.
Well, we've got several. They are there. A lot of them don't want to know anything about the home or what's going on there, and I totally appreciate that.
Mm-hmm.
Then we get there, and then they get feelings, and we ask them, what do you think you're feeling and sensing here? And That's kind of their role in that whole thing. But unfortunately, sometimes there can be a spirit that's pretty doggone strong. And we've got one medium that's just, she's scary, fantastic. And she's been attacked prior to investigations
After.
and after
Yeah.
for
Yeah.
weeks. Yeah,
Yeah.
after.
I got goosebumps just thinking about that,
Yeah.
that one, that investigation. That was a nasty, nasty guy,
Yeah.
spirit.
Um,
But he was a nasty guy in real life too,
Yeah.
so,
yeah, it was terrible.
you know.
Situation.
So, how does the type of haunting change your investigation between being malevolent or poltergeist activity? When you're experiencing different types of hauntings, how does that change how you go about this?
Well,
Or do you go about it the same way regardless?
First have to determine what type of haunting it might be, or if it is at all. Again, we will try to, look for drafty windows or, a leaky sink or stuff like that. So it just sort of depends on what we find, on what instruments we would use. But the approach is the same with the different instruments and being scientific about it too.
yeah. I would say maybe we're more cautious and really amp up our protection.
Yeah,
If we know that it's something that could be nasty.
that's very true.
But, yeah, and we don't provoke, but we might talk to it very sternly, like, a parent to a child. You can't do that.
You're in
But-
charge and in control of the situation when you're there.
Right, exactly.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
And sometimes you have to be assertive, not provoking,
No.
assertive. There's a definite difference.
Mhm.
Yeah. So I don't feel like I have to ask this question, but it's on my list, so I'm going to ask it anyways. How do you guys feel you stand out from other groups? I feel like you already, went on about how great you guys were. So, what else, if there is anything?
I would say our level of professionalism
Yeah.
is what makes us stand out, because we do, and we take great pride in that we don't run around, with our heads cut off. We just don't do that.
No.
We don't want to scare the client. That's just not how we do it. We always go into it very professional, and I really feel like that is our best thing we offer. Besides the fact that
Yeah.
we're pretty good at figuring out what's going
Yeah,
on.
and we have 10 years,
Yeah.
as a cohesive group, so that helps.
I think that's a good point that you brought up, Kathy, about not scaring the clients. We don't say when we're there, oh, I think you have this, or I think it's this. We wait until we go through all the evidence before we, sometimes we have to figure out what we think it is, but we are not there going, oh my gosh, it's a demon,
Right.
You don't
never.
do that. You don't scare the clients. I mean, usually you can find out if it's a, relative or someone attached to the house or the land, which that happens a lot too. But we don't want to scare them. We want to leave them better and feeling more at ease than when we came. And we've crossed spirits over before. We've crossed
Mhm.
over quite a few, but we don't force them. If they don't want to go, they can
They don't
stay
have
as
to,
long as
no.
they don't hurt the people there, but we have crossed them over.
But that is amazing. So I don't think I've heard that personally outside of television. Crossing a spirit over, almost you're getting into Ghostbusters territory. So tell me about that.
We've got a great video on our YouTube of us crossing over a couple of spirits on one of the videos that we have on there. If you want to go to our YouTube channel.
Absolutely. And I will have links to everything for the Flint Hills Paranormal in the show notes.
So we'll typically use a light, so like a candle that, that has a flame, and then we will talk to the spirits and say anyone that wants to move on, any spirits that wants to move on, if you want to go into the flame. And we actually, on YouTube, you can see some of the light anomalies going into the flame. There's one where it literally circles and then it goes into the flame. So we've done that quite a few times.
And you can see the flame
Yeah.
rise.
Yes.
If you can tell, it's just amazing.
Very, very emotional too.
Mhm.
It is emotional.
Sounds incredibly emotional and
Yeah.
phenomenal. Again, that's What a great claim. That's amazing. That's amazing to hear. Don't think I've ever actually heard that outside of like TV.
I don't know how many people actually try to do that.
Not very many. I don't
Right.
think.
I never know. Sometimes people seem to investigate to no exact end. And you guys are helping the clients, sticking with them afterwards, moving spirits on, figuring it out, coming up with an answer in a situation that works for everybody. So that's really amazing.
That's what we try.
I
Thank
think
you.
it helps that we have a lot of different abilities on our team. I
Yeah.
think that's something too. We have not only some good mediums, but I mean, we have, clairaudience, we have claircognizance, you can hear things, some of us can see things, some can hear things. Some, like Kathy, feels a feelings.
feel
It's like,
things.
I get like messages, downloaded. I mean, there's just so many different abilities on the team, but I'd say the mediums are probably, I don't know, we got some good ones.
We really got some
We really
good
do.
ones,
Yeah.
And we've got one team member that's Native American, and so she's a medium as well, and she comes at some of these investigations in a different light. We were down, I won't say at which college,
A college.
A
Oh,
college,
boy.
and this is the second time it's happened to her. These things, the spirits were from a long time ago, and back in that point in time, Native Americans, and we've got, Stephanie's black, we've got a black and a Native American on our team, and especially for Terry, the Native American, she has been hurt and told to leave premises because she's Native American. And that's kind of
Yeah.
sad, yeah. Prejudice back in that time apparently
Mhm.
lingers.
Yeah, continues.
That is incredibly unfortunate.
Yeah.
But you seem to, again, like a multi-talented team. There's a lot of, you have all the equipment, and you have all the people with all the skills. Better and better the more I hear. Just on that subject, unfinished business. Again, I don't think I expected to ask a team this, because it seems TV, but do you ever find spirits with unfinished business? So something that they, like, again, whether a message they want to get across or something they need before they can move on.
Usually it's messages to loved ones.
Yeah.
I think sometimes, have we had some spirits confused? They didn't know they had passed,
Mhm.
things like that.
Yeah, some of them, yeah, truly, they don't know they're dead. I mean, so you have to kind of break that news. And I want to point out too, along those lines, while we want to have trust with our clients, you have to have trust with the spirits too. And if you're not provoking them and yelling at them and, doing things like that, like, you're not going to cross on a spirit that doesn't trust you. So we also strive to gain the spirit's trust as well by respecting them.
Yeah.
Because
Just like we respect a client, because
Yeah.
they're a client just as much as
Yes.
the people that are on Earth's side, so.
Right.
We always introduce ourselves when we go
Mhm.
in to investigate. Tell a little bit about ourselves and try and be very respectful of whatever spirits are there.
I have to say, the team that we have is probably the kindest group of people you could ever meet. And I'm very proud about that.
If the rest of them are anything like you four, I believe it. Okay, well, let's go ahead, and you sent me over some EVP and some videos. Let's go ahead and let's one by one go through each of these. So the first one here, we have,
The
oh,
ghost kitty.
yes, this photo, you see, yeah.
Well, there was a place that we used to go to all the time. It was called Spooktember. It was a yearly event where we would have the public investigations. They could come in there. And the first time we were invited over there, Brandy and I went over and we took a bunch of pictures to figure out where we're going to set cameras and stuff. Did a walkthrough, is what I'm trying to say. And took pictures all over the house, and I got home and I started looking at that one. By golly, that's a little kitty cat, a little ghost kitty cat up there. And what's cool is when we would have these events at this place, it was called Plum Place. It's now a private place. We can't do investigations there anymore. But that little cat, particularly up in the ballroom, would come out and walk along people and stuff, and then it would just disappear.
Mhm.
Wow.
You could feel a cat, you know how they kind of
Yeah.
go between your legs and
Yeah.
rub up against you as they're going by. You could actually feel that.
Yeah, and the public got to experience that,
Yeah.
so it was real special for them too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
some of them saw it run out the door, some felt it, but I mean, there was a big group that I had up there and they all swore they either felt it or saw it, and there's no cats. No.
Yeah, this is such an incredible photo. I've been looking at it.
It blew us away too.
And, yeah,
See
I
its
can't
ears?
I
Its little
can't see
eyes.
anything else it could be.
No.
This is on
Yeah.
top of a light fixture.
Yeah,
Yeah, it was
up in the boards up there in the ceiling in the basement.
It's an incredible photo. And
Yeah,
you
one
guys
of our
are
favorites.
feeling it. Some people are seeing it. How do you? I assume you guys do believe then that we'll get into this question after this about souls. But I guess while the cat photo is here, you guys believe animals have souls.
Yes,
Most definitely, yes.
yeah.
Yeah, it seems to be a
I
mixed
don't know if
bag
you
of
call it
results I
soul,
get
they
there,
have
but I've heard
spirits.
too many stories of people experiencing
Yeah.
their deceased pets that, again, I'll tell everybody, there's just too many experiences out
Yeah.
there. There's an untold amount of experiences out there. There's no way all of them can be fake.
Mhm.
100%.
I had a ghost dog in my house for a long time until I took my house down.
Is it your dog?
I kind of think it was. I had a dog that got run over out in the road. I live out in the country, and
Oh, I'm sorry.
well, my
Yeah.
neighbors hit it, and I think I hadn't seen it prior to that, and I think it was him.
Well, it's amazing to be able to still have some of those experiences after they're gone. So this is an SLS video. So before I go ahead and play it, this is something I have been seeing recently, but I myself I've had no experience with this, and I don't know exactly what it is. Can you explain to everyone what this equipment is, the SLS video?
The SLS, what kind of
Structured
game?
light center.
Structured light
Sensor.
What kind of game is it? Not
It's
Game Boy.
Like the Wii, it uses the
Yeah.
technology from like the Nintendo Wii and things like that
Yeah.
maps you
and,
for the game.
And so it maps, and it maps spirits as well.
Yeah.
This particular one here, this lady was having trouble in her house. She had a whole slug of kids, but she would go out, take the dog out at night, and something would lock the doors, or if it was summertime, it would turn the heat up. If it was winter, turn the AC on, all kinds of little things, just annoying little things going on. So I went up there with all of my equipment, and we tried everything, didn't get anything. Finally, I gave her the rods, and I said, is there anybody in your past who's passed on? And she goes, well, my grandma, and she tried 2 or 3 people, and nothing would happen with the rods. And I said, are you sure there's nobody? And she said, well, I lost a baby several years ago. And so I said, well, ask. And she said, is this my baby? Whoop, the rods crossed. And we had the longest conversation with it, and finally got it to understand it wasn't supposed to be doing those things, because it was scaring her kids and everything. So I left thinking everything was okay, and a few weeks later she calls me and says, everything's acting up again. So I went up there with the SLS camera, and this is what I caught. Here is her child, and you'll see in a minute her hand comes down and it tries to crawl into her hand.
Come down a little bit closer.
There's her hand.
There you are, kind of almost on his shoulder. Okay, can you touch Sharon? Put your hand up and touch Sharon. He's got his hand in yours. Oh, what? He's got his arm and his leg up underneath your hand now. Can you feel anything?
This is one of those things that was so
Electricity.
emotional
Yeah, tingling.
for
Yeah,
her.
he's trying to crawl up in your hand.
Me too, at the time.
Are you Sharon's little baby?
Yeah, just trying to.
I don't know if you need to show a whole lot
Are you
more than
Sharon's
that,
little
because it's
baby?
quite lengthy, but
Come down a little bit closer. There you go. There, you were kind of almost on his shoulder. Okay, can you touch Sharon? Put your hand up and touch Sharon. Yeah, he's got his hand in yours. Oh, what? He's got his arm and his leg up underneath your hand now. Can you feel anything?
It feels like, yeah.
Feel the electricity?
Yeah,
Yeah.
tingling.
Yeah, he's trying to crawl up in your hand. Are you Sharon's little baby? Yeah. Are you Sharon's little baby?
she was a very good person herself, and she joined our team. Uh, and what was funny was every once in a while, we would be at an investigation and things were happening that didn't make sense. And found out it was her little baby would be out there causing us trouble.
No, yeah, that's. I mean, when I
Amazing.
saw this when you sent it to me, I mean, yeah, brought me
Very
to
emotional.
tears. That is incredibly emotional, an incredibly, very, very good video.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, that one's intense. Okay, so let's get into this next one. What before I play it, what's going on in
Well,
here?
this is from, it's called
Where's this at?
Journeys. It's a youth home for people with some mental health, with mental developmental issues.
Yeah.
We were doing,
disabilities.
the city had at one time, what was it called?
Oh, like the haunted tours.
Yeah, the haunted tours, and Journeys was on the haunted tour. So I'd set up a light, which was in the chair, and you'll see the light come on, and then you'll see a darkness come across from the right, and then out of that darkness comes a little orb.
Yeah, I thought earlier. Let's go ahead and play that. Watch the chair.
There goes the
Chair.
light.
And then it'll start getting dark. And then an orb comes out.
Yep, right there.
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah. Also, such an amazing video.
Interesting, this Journeys deals with a lot of children, and we were doing some K2 work while people were coming through, and we contacted probably 7 or 8 little kids that were there, and I think the spirits came there just because of this place and all of the love that they have for these young people.
It's still active.
Yeah, and it's,
Mm-hmm. And it still runs.
yeah,
I mean, it's
no, they
still.
got several locations.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, good. Okay, so great. We have some EVP here. We're expecting a scream.
Oh, yes.
Well, back to the Plum Place, we were doing one of those public investigations there, and we got a scream. And later on, we were at this guy's house, and he asked us, what do you think is probably one of the scary things that you heard? We said, well, we got a scream one time, and a little bit later on, I played back my recorder, and right there in his house, we got a scream before you hear the scream.
It was in his house screaming.
Yeah, so the first scream is from his house, yeah.
Wow. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and play this EVP here.
Heads up.
Hear that?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been doing this quite a while.
You turned off your video in the first place?
Listen real hard. Yeah. Heads up. Yeah, it's been doing this quite a while. You turned off your video in the first place? This is the hard one. Do you have songs? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is.
The second one might be hard for you to hear.
Yeah, no, absolutely incredible, and I will play this a few
The
times.
first one was in, oh, sorry.
I'll play it a few times in the actual episode.
Oh, okay.
You were saying?
Oh, the first one, the first scream that you heard was in his house. The second scream that you hear was actually the scream that was recorded on location at one of our Spooktimbers and at Plum Place.
And we played it for him.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
amazing.
We think it came from outside. We had like, what, 3 or 4
Yeah.
levels, and we each had groups, and everybody heard it. We, well, I guess we contacted the police department and, make sure there's anything going on, and there wasn't anything.
Nothing.
We had a reporter in the group with us, and
Mhm.
and she really investigated that and found nothing.
Wow. That, I mean, I wondered why you'd sent the video of it instead of just the audio, but clearly, because
Well.
there's the audio of the EVP and then the video
Right.
captures a whole separate scream. That's,
Yep.
I mean, what's the coincidence of that?
I know, right?
So do you guys still do a spook timber? I know you said one of the locations is private now.
We don't have a location for that at the moment, so we'd love to get it started again, but
You guys usually hold it in Emporia?
yeah, and it was Spooktimber because we had it in September, so
Right.
Spooktimber. So,
That's amazing. I love the name, and you said it earlier, and I was like, well, that's something I absolutely have to go to.
if we have it again, we'll let you know.
Yeah. Okay, so this one is at.
This is
a
at
lot of
Sally
listeners-
House.
Yeah,
If you
Sally
watch-
House in Atchison. A lot of people have probably
Yeah.
heard of this one.
That little piece of stuff there in the middle, just watch that.
Right. So yeah, right about on this is the reflection. Right.
Well, it's that little piece in the middle, that little piece of paper or whatever it is.
Okay.
In
Between
between
those-
boxes or
yeah.
whatever it looks like? Okay.
Yeah, in between the boxes.
Oh.
Kind of goes.
Yeah. You know, what's funny is at the Sally House,
Ooh, it's a big pool there.
yeah,
But, that's amazing. When I watched this video earlier, that is not at all what I was watching.
Oh, okay,
What
yeah,
are you
watch the
watching?
paper in the middle.
Yeah, no, I saw it this time around. So what is what is this circle here? Can you see me
I don't
circling
know.
that? I
Not
assume it was
sure.
a reflection of this.
probably.
Okay, maybe I'm full of it, but I thought that was what was moving.
Oh.
No, no.
I don't. It could be the camera, but it really seems like that circular object is moving in there. But I
I
could
think
be
that
wrong.
is a
I think-
reflection of that.
Yeah, I
That
think
ball,
so.
there's a ball over there. I
Yeah.
think that was it.
But
Yeah,
no,
I think so.
obviously, anyone else watching that, the filter moved. That is
Yeah.
so cool. Have you guys gone to Sally House often?
Just once.
Yeah.
Just the
Yeah.
once,
We-
yeah. I
It's
love
got
going
such
out
a
there.
negative connotation, and we never found any of that. Actually, they were very helpful, and one of the other videos I sent you is at Sally House as well, and I'll explain that when you get to that one.
Is that this one here?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
great.
One of our team members was very sick, and he laid there on the couch. And I had the SLS camera there, and that little figure stayed with him right by his head for a long, long time. We went upstairs and did some stuff, came back down, it was still there. And the next morning, he was just perfectly fine.
Wow.
So I
that's-
think it was trying to be helpful.
Yeah, there was a lot of weird stuff in the when you walk upstairs. If you're facing going back downstairs, the room to the far left, or I guess if you're walking upstairs, it'd be the room to the back right. The closet in there. We had some pretty strange experiences, my wife and I, in there.
Cool.
Is it still on, Kenny?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, this goes
Are
on
you
forever.
Kenny's guardian angel?
He's there, and
This way.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
No, here. That's okay.
that's his wife.
He's on his top of his head. Are you trying to help Kenny because he's sick?
Looks like a female,
Yeah, it does.
but I don't know.
It's not very big either.
Maybe a child.
Yeah.
It's still on, Kenny?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Are you Kenny's guardian angel?
I'm gonna run this way.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
No, here. That's okay.
Sorry about that.
It's still there. He's on his top of his head. Are you trying to help Kenny because he's sick?
Looks like a female,
Yeah, it does.
but I don't know.
It's not very big either.
Maybe a child.
Was he sick before arriving?
No, he just started getting sick as the evening went on.
Do you, I guess not to be negative about it, do you think the spirit, I know you guys have experienced some other physical negative things from spirits. Do you think the sickness could have been brought on by a spirit as well, or do you genuinely believe the spirit was trying to help?
I think it was trying to help. He had a congenital issue that just continued to get worse, unfortunately, and so it was nothing that came from the house, I'm pretty sure.
Right.
In fact, Brandy had an experience there that her tell you is another good thing.
Yeah, so myself and another investigator, she's an investigator emeritus now, but she's no longer able to be on the team. But we were upstairs in one of the bedrooms and we were trying to hang the blackout curtains because it was still light out and we needed several tacks. So we left the room and we were gonna go find them, and we came back and the exact amount of tacks that we needed was there on the bed.
What?
So it was a very helpful spirit, and we were just setting things up, and
Did you say they were just sitting there,
yeah,
like,
they
in a
were
row?
just sitting
all-
there, like,
yeah.
you know, here you go.
That's
So it was
incredible.
one of the coolest
Oh,
things
it's-
ever.
The only scary thing was I was down getting ready to take all the
Awesome.
cameras out of the basement, and I was starting to go up the stairs, and I thought maybe one of the cords was bumping along behind me on the stairs, and I turned around, there wasn't nothing there, and I made it up the stairs faster than
Yeah,
probably should have.
look at it, she's flying up the stairs.
Things that go bump in the night.
Yeah.
But that was the only scary thing, really.
Again, these
Yeah.
are great photos, videos, EVP. Those are amazing experiences. So let's go on to some more questions here. What do you think we need to prove ghosts once and for all? What do you think? You know, again, I'll say this probably every episode. There's so much proof out there. So many photos, videos, audio recordings, readings, all this other equipment. There's so much. There's this plethora of it. And again, I'm sure sometimes things are mistakes. People are mistaken. I'm sure there are plenty of liars out in the world, but they can't all be. I don't think that's possible. But there's so much evidence, and still to this day, here you guys are out there trying to find the truth because people haven't accepted it yet. What do you think it is going to take to prove the existence of ghosts?
You mean to other people?
Yeah, once and for all, for open your textbooks at school. Ghosts. Here's what happens after you die. Here's something that exists.
I think a lot of times that person just has to experience it themselves to become a believer. I think sometimes, people are so skeptical, no matter what you show them that's evidence, they will discount it.
Yeah.
But sometimes the best thing is just if they experience something.
Right. So, but if you wanted mainstream science, I guess, to agree with you, what do you think? Is there a piece of equipment? Is there a piece of evidence? Is there something you think that you guys are going to attempt to achieve, or someone else could achieve in the future to, again, once and for all, prove it?
Well, we try very hard to make the correlation between EVPs and the REM pods and the SLS camera and all of the other equipment to ensure that what we're picking up is real. To prove that to somebody else, I guess there has to be some kind of scientific something that say, okay, here it is. And
Method. But I mean, it's got to be, peer reviewed. I mean, again, someone's probably got to look at it and agree with you, and probably peer review it through trusted sources or something. So yeah, that's a good question. What do you've been gathering evidence for 10 years? What do you do with it? Do you put it all out on the internet? Do you put some things out and keep some stuff, like from private investigations, private? Do you share it with other investigators? Are you just stockpile it yourselves? Do you share it with, again, academia studies, anything like that? What do you guys do with all of this
Yes.
evidence?
All of the above.
All of the
Because
above.
with private investigations, I
Perfect.
mean, so that's another part of our process. Like, it's not really a contract, but it's a waiver that we have them sign so that if we get hurt, like, we can't sue them and vice versa. So, but part of that is, can we share evidence from this investigation? If they say no, we honor that. I mean, I don't care if something walks across the screen and, says, hey, I mean, we maintain that trust with our client. So all of the above, depending on the situation and what our clients have agreed to.
And we do have outlets like YouTube and Flint Hills Paranormal on our website. We've got Flint Hills Paranormal on Facebook, Haunted Kansas. We've also got Kansas Cryptids and Other Strange Critters, and
Instagram.
About anywhere you want to. We're on social media somewhere, and we share a lot of that stuff on all of those sources.
Perfect. Okay, well, obviously, if anyone wants to see more, go check out Flint Hills Paranormal on the internet everywhere.
We're everywhere.
So, if you guys are comfortable, what are your thoughts as to what ghosts are? Spirits passed on, demons, beings from another plane or dimension, energy. If you guys want to share your personal thoughts on, multiple versions of those, memories, what do you think?
Some things are stuck in time, and those kind of repeat, and I think that is electrical energy from the spirit or the motion or something that happened to that, even if it's just a monotonous duty you did over and over and over again. That energy stays there, and it repeats and repeats and repeats. Otherwise, I think we've got other energies that are able to communicate with us, and I am not sure where I'm at on other dimensions yet, whether these come in and out from other dimensions. That's just my thoughts. I'll leave it up to them.
So, yeah, on the parts of the energy that repeat and repeat and repeat, do you think these are sentient, or do you think these are just moments in time that are trapped in some sort of
Residual
yeah.
moments in time.
residual spirit? Yeah, okay.
You're just able to you have the ability to pick up on that energy and how your senses perceive it. Like, I can see spirits, so I've seen spirits before doing the same thing over and over, and that's residual, so.
Amazing. Yeah, just leaves an imprint
Yeah.
in
Yeah,
the ether
that's a
or
good
something
word.
there.
Good way to
Yeah.
put it, imprints, yeah. Like an old photograph or an old,
Mhm.
movie. It's just
Yeah.
Definitely.
an imprint.
When I was a counselor, I was also, it's a long story, anyway, I did work with a group of young people who were involved with Satanism back in the late 80s and early 90s. And during that, I was cursed, I don't know how many times, and I have yet to have seen a demon, either this way or from the other. And so I'm not sure what that is, but in all of the years that I've been involved with this, and I'm not sure for the rest of you guys, but we've found some very, very negative spirits, but nothing that I would classify as demonic.
I'd say not
Oh,
that,
that's straight up satanic panic era.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, kinda, yeah.
not that I don't believe in demons, but I don't think that they're as common as what some people think. You know, I think it's very rare
Yeah.
if something would actually be a demon. It's usually just some mean spirits. If they were, to me, it's like if they were, you know, mean in this life, then sometimes they're still mean in the afterlife. But
Definitely.
I think that there's spirits that are left behind, or energy, and like I said, some's residual or some's intelligent, where it can communicate with you because maybe it has unfinished business, or it just likes that place and doesn't want to leave.
Yeah.
And that's fine too.
One of our most intense investigations was the one down there in Wichita.
Mm.
Some of our mediums were affected prior to us going down there, and this was probably the closest thing to a demonic, but it was just a very, very negative spirit. Finding out what was going on down there in many different ways, communicating with it, and communicating with other spirits that were trapped there because of this one spirit. What we found was that man was a horrible human being in the first place. He was, I'm not sure KKK, but he was along that same line. And he had captured this young black boy, and he had beat him, sexually assaulted him, hung him, and then burned him. And all of this energy was there, and this poor child was there still, and he couldn't do anything because this negative spirit was holding him back. And that was probably the closest we could get to demonic, because afterwards that negative spirit still attacked our medium. But it was just a nasty human being and a nasty spirit.
Yeah, that is incredibly.
Yeah, very.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, I feel pretty much the same as Linda. I feel like it's energy. I feel like humans do have spirits, and I don't know what keeps people here, or if, I just don't know. There's a lot of unanswered questions. I don't know if they can go back and forth. I just don't know.
Yeah.
I would like to learn more.
Yeah, you just want to get there yourself.
Yeah.
I can give you another idea. If I went over and I poked Kathy in the end of her finger with a pin, she's gonna go ouch and probably smack me, but what's gonna happen is all of the nerves and the neurons in that finger right there go up, and they go up to the spine, then they go up to the brain, back through the spine and back out, and you have a reaction. At each one of those little neurons, there is something maybe you remember in high school, it's called the synapse, that little gap between. Each one of those little gaps transfers electricity, and that's what makes this transfer up and back and everything. That is electricity. We are nothing but electrical beings, if you want to look at it in that way. So I think it's very easy for us to leave behind some of that energy, that electrical energy, particularly if it's been a trauma or sadness or something like that. That's my throw at it, and that's my idea.
And I would agree. One of my strongest reactions that I have are junkyards. Like, you drive by like a junkyard where there's a lot of wrecked cars, I have a hard time going past them because generally I can pick up on a car where someone's had an accident and I can see the whole bloody scene. And that is that leftover energy that I'm picking up on. So,
I've never even considered that. I lived directly next to a junkyard for a lot of years.
yeah. I have a hard time going past them.
I do a lot of reading, and so I have a lot of books on subjects of, souls and the afterlife and, things like that. And so from what I've read, I believe that, the spirits, they, a lot of people think, well, why is grandma here? Why is she trapped? Why doesn't she go on? From what I've read, I believe that they can come and go as they please. And that just because grandma's here doesn't mean she's also up there with grandpa, She's just down here checking in on you and saying hi.
Wow, that's awesome. I love that. I see as at least I've noticed as time goes on that the sort of interdimensional beings has really crept its way into a thought regarding paranormal cryptids, anything like this. It's kind of become a big topic there. Do you have any books you recommend for listeners?
Oh gosh. I'll have to look at my phone to get the exact title, but there's one that I know is really, really good. So you guys carry on while I talk about this.
So did any of you want to share your beliefs on the afterlife?
It's so weird that it's such a hard question when you're in this field, because I know face to face with it, but when I'm asked that question, I'm like, well, I don't know. Like, I don't know what makes something stick around. Like, I could be stuck in my office forever for all I know. I don't know. So
that would really stink.
It would stink if I had to work the rest of my eternity. But I mean, I don't know. But I'm gonna defer that question.
Yeah, I don't expect anyone to have an answer. If you don't, I just think you're the people to ask.
It's so weird.
People who are dealing with this.
I'm a very religious person, and I believe there's a heaven, and I believe all of that. So this all kind of ties into that with me.
Sort of limbo, or what's the other word?
I don't know. I believe there is an afterlife, and I don't think it's going to be the same as it is here, but I believe there is a way that we carry on, and I don't see any reason why our spirits couldn't come back and
Absolutely.
Yep.
Okay, great.
I found the book. It's called Journey of Souls, Case Studies of Life Between Lives.
Who's that by?
Michael Newton. He's got a
Journey
PhD.
of Souls by Michael Newton.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to have to pick that book up.
Yeah.
I love reading the subject as well.
Well, when I was a child, I had that near-death experience. And my appendix had burst, and I was in a coma. And while they had me on the operating table, they said I died, and while I was there, they pronounced me dead for 7 minutes. But I remember coming up off of the table, and I went over by the ceiling and the wall, and I could see my mom in the other room, and I kept trying to tell her I was okay, and she couldn't hear me, and I was getting really, really frustrated. And then I just kind of turned over, and I went off to a light. So I don't know if that was something real, whether that was just brain cells dying in my head, causing all kinds of visual hallucinations. I don't know what that was, but that's why I have been so involved and interested in this area forever.
Yeah, well, obviously we're all very happy you did not die.
Yeah, I am.
Incredible. Yeah, what an absolutely incredible experience. I'm glad you shared it with us.
I found another book. I'm sorry.
Yeah, go ahead.
I told you I'm a reader. This one is also awesome, okay? And then I'll stop with the book recommendation. Sorry, former librarian here. This book is called Signs.
Okay,
It's it's called Signs, the Secret Language of the Universe. And it's by Lynne Jackson.
Lynne Jackson, Signs.
Signs, yep.
Everybody, please go read these books.
That's
There's
really
no way
good.
you're not joking around. Yeah, it's great. Thank you so much for sharing both of
Mhm.
those. But again, with your NDE, it seems to be such a. It's not a. People who do experience it, that seems to be a common experience, and so you've got to feel validated there. And again, it can't be some. I don't think it probably could be some completely unique experience. If it happens to, seems like just about every NDE I've heard.
There's a study that was done a long time ago by some guy who was a little bit nuts, I think. He took people, and some of those people were like his wife. When she died, he had them weighed, and at the moment of death, they lost 6 ounces, I think, at the moment of death. And he thought that was the moment when the soul left the body.
I remember that. Yeah. That's so neat. Probably hard to track, but it would be a neat thing to keep up on. Okay. So how does this affect your guys' personal or professional life, being paranormal investigators? How does it affect your family, friends, work?
My family's very supportive. My husband doesn't want to be involved, but but he's supportive of my interest in it. Not all of my friends know that I do this, but the ones that do know are all very interested.
That's awesome. Well, that's good to hear there.
Kathy was the secretary at her church, and even her ministers were very supportive.
Wow. That's awesome.
I'm retired now, but yes, I worked for my church for a long time, and
I think that's where you need to support the most, right? So I'm glad you got that there.
Yep.
And for me, it's widely accepted. I mean, everyone I work with knows that I do this, so it's a typical thing that comes up during luncheons or whatever. They want to know about the latest investigation or the stories, and it just fascinates people. I've never really had a negative reaction about it, and it just seems to be widely accepted.
Pretty much the same. I worked in an elementary school, teacher and librarian, and I was not sure, if it was kosher that I came out with that, but I did, and it was okay. But it's like, when you work in the system, it's like you never know.
Right.
What am I going to get in trouble for? But that when the students would ask me questions, though, because like they'd see some of my tattoos or whatever, then I was really careful what I said and didn't want to say too much, because I'm not their parent and I'm not there to give them any information. I would just say, well, I believe, or I think, and just very little, and then move on.
Very professional, yeah.
Yeah. But my husband's very supportive. He's just always saying, don't bring anything back. And I do have a couple of family members that I don't talk to anymore that are extremely religious and don't believe in what I'm doing. So, but that's all right.
Yeah.
Overall, I don't think that we have any pushback, hardly ever. When we started the Spirit Fair,
I was thinking of that.
yeah,
We do have a tiny bit.
there were 2 or 3 people who were up in arms about the whole thing, and then they got hushed down.
Good.
So I went into one place when I was trying to get some stores and some buildings for the
Haunted tours?
yeah, the haunted tours. I'm sorry, I can't keep that. The haunted tours, I went in one store, and this one lady told me absolutely no, and she didn't want to hear anything about it, and I needed to leave. And but that's about it. For the most part, I think people are curious, and they are more interested than they are against it.
That's good. It seems people tend to become more open-minded as time goes on.
Yeah, definitely.
I want to jump on to what she said about the first Spirit Fair, because that first spirit fair really blew me away. I didn't know what kind of reaction we'd get.
Yeah.
And I saw so many people coming and sitting down with mediums and doing, and of course we had all sorts of vendors. So many people from the community that I would never have guessed would have been interested in that. And I'm like, oh, we have more in common than what you think. But I was blown away by the support, and so many people every year, that first year especially, so many people said, I finally feel seen.
Yeah.
They're like, thank you for doing this. I finally feel like we found people that we belong to. We feel seen.
That is so amazing. I'm so glad you guys do that. 4 years to running. I can't wait to go.
Can't wait to have you.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm glad to hear it seems to be positive experiences generally all around. So this seems pretty unavoidable. How do you guys think AI is going to affect the paranormal field
I've been
going
thinking
forward?
about the whole interview.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it seems
So I was waiting for you to ask this question.
there seems to be so much negative possibilities, so much fakery. I've already seen a lot of AI paranormal stuff that is obviously faked, or just some groups that mess with it a little bit, and then it leads to that question, like, you're using it for your team, where does that person draw the line? But on the other side, it seems like it could be such a positive for technology and seeing things in EVP and videos, or just improving technology on it. But go ahead, sorry.
AI is a tool, and it should be used as such, but I don't think it needs. I think your own eyes are probably the best for looking at evidence and stuff instead of running it through AI. And I think what really got me thinking about this is the question you asked earlier, along the lines of what will it take to prove to the public, the masses, that this exists. Well, AI is going to make that 100 times harder, because people are going to question the light anomaly. They're going to question the visual evidence, the sound evidence, because of AI. So AI has caused us to go backward in the paranormal field by leaps and bounds, and that's just going to get worse.
Yeah, that's what it appears to me. At least immediately. So I'm not personally a big supporter of AI. I do see it. I mean, obviously, as a tool, medical field, stuff like that. It seems it's great, and again, it's probably here to stay. But that was my first thought when I first heard it coming out, and the deep fake stuff. My first thought was, I pay attention to a lot of paranormal encrypted stuff, and UFOs, and when it comes to that, and it's already hard to get someone to believe this photo or video is real, and it's been image trickery since photography was invented, especially Photoshop, and this just adds an incredibly more difficult layer, and there's always why is it fuzzy, why is it blurry, blah 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 blah. And as technology goes on and as investigations improve, and the possibility of getting high quality stuff happens, then it does. Now that you've got your hard evidence, and here's a really good quality photo or video or something really clear. Again, yeah, exactly. I think it's going to blur those lines to where, and I'm sure there are tools to a degree that can detect if something's used AI or not. But when it comes to the general public, I think we've just introduced something that is always going to leave the question in the back of your mind, no matter what, that it could be. But I also wonder the fact that it is a learning model or something like that. But if it has the ability to go through all of the books, how the technology works, all the experiences, if people have, I believe it just pulls things from the internet. I'm not 100% sure how it works, but if people have their evidence online, and their photos and their videos and their EVP, and it's got all the stuff to pull from, I wonder if there is anything it could gather from that into saying, like, oh, well, this is where to focus, or anything like that.
Commonality.
Yeah.
Yeah, commonality or something. I am not a big person on that at all.
Me neither, but
I hate it that some groups mess around with their evidence. I think that makes them
Right.
not a serious group in the
Credibility
first
drops right
place.
off.
Um,
And like you
yeah,
said earlier,
credibility
when
is
you were
just
talking about your
shot.
hiring
Yeah.
process, one
Evidence on the
bad
team.
person, one bad experience can really damage a reputation.
Yeah,
Take the whole
exactly.
team down. It's the same thing with other groups. One bad group, gives the whole industry, so to speak,
Yeah.
Mhm.
a bad vibe.
Yeah, I know. I don't want to see any faked evidence. To me, I want real evidence.
Yeah.
I don't want to, feel like I have to doctor it up for,
Yeah.
the internet or something. It's like, we want the real thing. And that kind of gets me a little bit on the apps, on your phone for ghost things. I'd
Oh,
like to
boy.
put in a little, I don't know, I guess my opinion.
Yeah.
You can see on there, it's for entertainment, and so I really don't like for people to rely on those. I don't know, I'm just not a fan.
The
No, I
phones
agree.
are made to accept that kind of EMF and all that kind of stuff. They really aren't made to be able to do that. And so a lot of these apps are sold to do those things. I've got an SLS app on my phone, and everything triggers that thing off.
Yeah.
Anything that's upright is a human form. So, yeah, I'm not a big fan of those apps as well.
No, I have been seeing them for years now. They seem very phony, and again, I'm not sure who the authority on what technology is legitimate or not. I mean, I'm not the authority on it, but it would seem to me those are pretty phony, and yeah, don't recommend anyone probably use those.
I see a lot of people use them when we're doing public investigations.
Yeah.
They
Oh,
pull their phone out.
Get excited
And
about
see,
it.
not only are they, in my opinion, fake, but they also have their phone on, and it's not supposed to be,
Right.
because that interferes with our equipment. So,
Oh man.
yeah.
Dealing with the public does sound difficult.
Well, we just gotta,
Yeah.
educate them. I
Yeah.
mean,
Yeah.
that's all we gotta do. They don't know.
Do you guys keep up to date on upcoming technology improvements and current technology? Do you guys try all the latest and greatest every? Because I do see people putting out different spirit boxes and all sorts of little devices. Do you guys keep up on that? Do you think there's something to improvements on that or?
Well, a lot of it's expensive.
I know.
And
Yeah.
we
We
don't
don't
make
charge.
money.
Exactly, we don't
from
charge.
this. So,
Right out of your pockets. Oh,
we
no,
aren't
my goodness,
millionaires,
it's
so we can't buy it all.
expensive.
But I try to stay
Yeah.
updated on different changes and things like that, because my gosh, if there's something that can actually prove something a whole lot better than what we got, we're gonna try to save up some money to get that, but,
But yeah, it's
yeah.
hard.
Yeah.
Technology, it's kind of like AI. It's so rapidly changing as well. So it's very hard to keep up with it.
Right,
And,
and it's such a niche market as well.
oh, 100%.
Well,
and
and-
it's expensive, like
yeah.
you said.
Exactly.
And a lot of times our equipment, the spirits won't interact with it. It's the good old, the rods, it's the mediums, it's the pendulums, it's that stuff that's not electronic that they'll work. Sometimes the electronics will go crazy, it works great. But then other times it's just, nope, they don't want to mess with it.
Right. Okay, well, I see you guys have really cool matching t-shirts.
We do.
We do.
Do you guys do any merchandise? I know you said you don't make any money from it,
No, we don't have money to buy the t-shirts, to sell the t-shirts.
Right.
but
For us
that's
to
how
make
it
money.
goes.
So we really haven't done a lot of, we have business cards and stuff, but we don't do a lot of merchandise, so.
Right. Okay, and then you guys kind of listed off all your social media stuff before. What's the best way to get in contact if someone wants to reach out to you?
Well, they can just email Flint Hills Paranormal, or they can message off of any of the Facebook sites.
Mhm.
So
It's flinthillsparanormal@gmail.com. It's Flint Hills Paranormal on Facebook. So we get a lot of our contacts through there.
or Haunted Kansas.
Or,
as well.
yeah. So,
Okay, great. So my last question: what is each of your favorite ghost movie, TV show, book, anything like that?
oh wow, that's gonna stump us a little bit.
Well, there's always the romantic ghost.
Yeah, Patrick Swayze.
Yeah, there's
Yeah.
that. I'm gonna say there's a movie. I might have to pass for a second, and till I think of the movie. I'm gonna look
I
it
like
up.
the I'm more like I like the informational shows, but not the ones where they overreact. I mean, I like the ones that I feel like they're a little more reputable. I follow Chip Coffey. I don't know if you know who that is. I feel like he's the real deal as far as a medium. And he's been on some of the, like the Dead Files on that show. You know, they bring him in sometimes, and I don't think that's even on anymore, but you know, there are some paranormal teams that pull him in that have TV shows. So I really like him. I think he's good, but
He's pretty good.
you know, a lot of the paranormal shows on TV, I don't know. I think they
Ghost Hunters was good.
Ghost Hunter's
Yeah.
pretty good.
Yeah.
Anything
Ghost
Blumhouse.
Yeah.
They got
If-
good haunted
Yeah,
shows,
Blumhouse.
haunted movies.
What they show on TV and stuff about this whole thing is unreal in the first place, because here you've got an hour show and this boom, 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 all these things are happening. That just doesn't happen in reality. So what they do, if you notice, they have so many fillers. Different people will say the same thing about the same activity
Yeah.
over and over to kind of fill in that
Yeah.
time. So just the reality of some of these shows is not really necessary. And we have the public come to stuff that we do, and sometimes we get meh, and we just have to tell them this is the way it is.
Yeah, it's not like the shows.
No, it can't be predictable at all, really.
No.
Yeah.
Did you think of it?
Oh, yes. I am the. Hold on, I gotta pull it up again. I am the pretty thing that lives in the house. It's a 2016 movie.
I'm the pretty thing that lives in the house.
Yes.
I haven't seen that.
Okay, I've never heard of that one.
You know, that's kind of an off the wall.
It is different. It's very lyrical, but it's beautiful.
So I've always been a big
Movie.
Scooby-Doo fan.
Yeah, Scooby-Doo. You would think like Ghostbusters would be the standard, but I mean it's just so culturally out of touch now.
Yeah.
If you really go back and look at it from a full-fledged adult in 2026, you know. So.
They keep making them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I want to appreciate you guys being on the show tonight. You were all incredibly pleasant.
for
And
having
again, everybody, listen to this again. Take notes. Pay attention to what Flint Hills Paranormal is doing. They're doing it right. They're doing it professionally. This is the way to go. And so it was incredible to meet you guys. Is there anything else you wanted to leave anyone with?
Just keep looking.
Yeah.
Keep looking.
Keep searching.
Searching, yeah.
trust your instincts and pay attention to the signs.
Perfect. Okay, well, again, I want to appreciate you guys for being on. Again, check them out on the social medias. I will have those links in the show notes. And if you are in the area, August 8th, I believe 10 a.m. to 5 p.m., Emporia, Kansas,
Right.
they are throwing a paranormal spirit fair. So be there or be square. And until next time, this has been The Ghost Room.